Hello, I'm Kevin from TE Connectivity. Today we're going to review how to terminate mod jack connectors. We have them for category 5 cables and category 6 cables. On the table today I have some of the common tools that are seen in the marketplace. We have the traditional impact tool, which is very popular. We also have what's known as our a newer version of our mod jack hand tool. What's unique about this tool is that it has a separate lacing fixture that's used for loading into the wires, and then the tool itself, which can terminate it. This tool also has a built-in wire stripper. It makes it very easy to cut the jacket off of the cable and get it prepared. Two of the most common cables that you see in the marketplace are category 5 cable and also category 6 cable. Category 5 comes in category 5 or category 5E. It all depends what store you shop at and what your needs are in terms of which one you use. I'll prepare both cables so that you can see what the differences are. And to do that, I could use either this tool, the mod jack tool, or I could use what's known as our jack neck. To do that, I'll just simply put the tool in, or put the cable in, I'll spin it around, take it off, bend in both directions, and remove the jacket. You see with my category 5 cable, there's 4 pairs of wires inside there, blue, orange, green, and brown. And now this is a very simple cable to use. On my category 6 cable, on the other hand, I'll use the same procedure. Put this in, I'll spin my wire stripper around, and when I remove the cover, again I have 4 pairs of wires inside, same colors, blue, orange, green, and brown. But I also have another filler rod in there. This is put in place specifically, especially in category 6 cable, to help keep the signals separated between the pairs and allows for better, higher speed transmissions. But the filler rod is not needed when I go to do my termination, so it needs to be removed. I'm going to use my jack-knack tool to get in and simply snip that off. Okay, now we'll prepare the cable. And the first job with any cable preparation is to put the strain relief on. This is very difficult to impossible to do after your connector is in place, so don't forget this. So we'll put that on, put it into position. The next is to get the lacing fixture. We'll open that up, and you'll see that there's a little moving piece on here. This is to help secure the cable in position so that it doesn't move around during the termination. So what I'll do is I'll just hold that with my finger, and what it does is it keeps the cable where I need it. And now I'll get my blue pair, my blue and white pair, and I'm going to detwist it just a little bit to get it into the fixture where I need it. So I'm following the color code that's on the outside of the fixture, and I'm going to put it over all the posts and string it down into these wire holders that'll secure it in position. And don't worry, it looks like I'm struggling a little bit. There's people that are much better at this on the internet. That's okay. I just want to get a good connection that is done right the first time and provides me the data speeds that I need. And finally, I'll detwist this white pair and bring this one through. Before I do my termination, I'm going to check to make sure that everything looks good. And what you can see here is I have my blue and white, my orange and white, brown and white, green and white, and I can see all the posts and all the metal inside there. Okay, now I'm going to get my connector. I'm going to line up my color codes to the same position. I'm just going to lay this inside here and squeeze just a little bit, just so that there's a friction fit, so that the connector is sitting in place. And then I'm going to put everything into my tool. And you can see with very little force, I can squeeze this together and terminate the connector. Okay, now 2 wires fell out, not uncommon. There's cutter blades automatically inside. These other pairs should come out relatively easy, exactly. And then I can actually just wiggle this a little bit, and that'll break free my connection. I'll open up my cable manager, take that off. I want to do a quick inspection of my terminal to be sure that all of my wires are seated, fully seated in position, and they are. I can look at my connection from here, and I can see how tight my breakout is, which is very good. It's going to help me with my near-end crosstalk and all of the communications that's needed for high speed. This looks like a good connection. I'm going to go ahead and secure the cable insulation strain relief, and I have a good connection right there. Okay, to do a category 6, I'm going to follow the same procedure. I'm going to put my strain relief on first, so that's not forgotten. And again, I've got my 4 pairs. I'm going to take this strand and just put that out of the way here for a minute. Get my cable manager, wrap that around the cable in the same way. Now the big difference between category 5 and category 6 is not only the filler rod but also the twist of the cables, and this is really difficult to separate, or it can be, I should say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another part of my jackknack tool. Instead of using the cutter, if I push this in, I can see a small hook come out. I'm going to take that hook and I am really going to detwist this cable to make it really easy to position. And again, you notice that I left the back end of this thing completely twisted the way it normally would be. Lay this into position. So my jackknack tool really helps to be that extra fingernail that's just too difficult with the category 6 cable. And you can see how easy it can be. Again, there's people much faster than me on the internet, but the magic is going to be in the termination itself, and the fact that when I get these things all laced in here, regardless of whether I do it or my friend does it or somebody, first-time user or a very experienced user, we're all going to get very, very similar results because the cables are all prepared in essentially the same way across this cable manager. And the uniqueness of this is exactly the consistency. And again, confirm my connections here when I'm done. You can see that category 6 is a different animal than category 5 for sure. But when I'm done, my connection looks very similar to what it did in category 5. I'm going to line up my connector to where it needs to be. So here's my blue-orange. I'm going to put it on this side. Press that down just a little bit. Get sure I'm in position. Okay. Lay it into my tool. And go ahead and squeeze. Just like last time, most of the cables fell out. A couple did not. I'll wiggle this back off. Open it up. Now I can check my connection. And what you see there, again, I'll inspect my cables, my wires, to be sure everything is fully seated, which they are. Look at the breakout on that. For a category 6 connection, that is unbelievable, and something that would be nearly impossible with a traditional impact tool. That looks like a good connection. I'm going to go ahead, put that in, and this can just be trimmed off at any time. So what we have here is a very consistent, very easy method of terminating category 5, category 6 mod jack connectors using what's known as a jackknack, a mod jack hand tool, and a lacing fixture which comes automatically installed. Thanks for watching today. I hope you learned a lot about how to terminate a mod jack connector. You can find more videos on te.com, tooling.te.com, or on YouTube.